said that, and I was like, I'm sending you a nude right now.
Oh, yeah, right, but then you didn't.
I'm waiting for the right moment.
Just to surprise me.
Don't rush me.
Meanwhile, half the time when I send you videos, I'm, like, trying to cover myself up, and, like, I end up, like, just showing you my boobs. And I was like, sorry.
It happens in all the videos. I'm like, it's not a video if it doesn't have your boob in it.
Welcome back, one and all. Thank you for listening. If you're new here, this is the Totally Wholesome, Not Dirty podcast, and I'm your host, Molly Stewart. We define wholesome a little differently here, and my guests span everywhere from the adult industry to the vanilla side of humanity. If you haven't, please consider subscribing. Word of mouth is what helps this podcast grow. So share with a friend, leave a comment, download an episode, or anything you can to help with the algorithm. I release episodes every Monday, and if you're subscribed, you'll never miss an episode. You don't want to miss out on all the crazy conversations that evolve here. But that's enough from me, and let's get to today's guest. Welcome back to the Totally Wholesome, Not Dirty podcast. I am your host, Molly Stewart, back again with the lovely, the beautiful, the wholesome Laura.
Thank you so much. What's up, everyone?
I have missed you so much. I needed you, and you weren't there. I mean, but you were just hours later because of the time difference.
That time difference was no joke. Like, it was awful.
It was so awful.
It was the worst. And, like, I mean, when you would text me, it'd be like 3 a.m. here. Mm-hmm. And I would text you.
And I wouldn't realize it because I'd be like too not awake to send something like in the morning when I got up. And then I'd be like, I should message Laura. And it's like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it was weird. And I felt like the only time when we'd both be like kind of available would be like maybe like 7 o'clock our time here.
Yeah.
It was like your morning. And you're like, we're having coffee and like working out. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
I'm like winding down now. I'm Netflix and chilling at this point.
Yeah, that's why, like, when we ended up being separated during the pandemic, my man and I, it was like that same thing. And it was just like, all right, here are these random certain times of day that you get to have communication because otherwise one of you is asleep.
Yeah.
Like, it was very frustrating. I know that.
It was, like, rough, but I'm glad you're back.
I'm very glad to be back.
Thank you for coming back.
It's so good to be back.
You can't do that anymore. I'm kidding.
I miss the dogs so much. I miss you so much. What an adventure that was.
I mean, you beat the heat, at least.
Well, kind of.
It was cold.
But I love the heat. I was so sad it was so cold there. Oh my God. But
you're back and it's full throttle. Like,
it's full throttle.
112 today.
We're already like planning shoots as well.
We're gonna jump in the pool after this.
Yes.
Cannonballing.
Like Julia.
Yeah. Clothes on.
Clothes on. And then you'll be dry in like 5 minutes.
Wholesome.
She doesn't ever get naked in front of me.
We gotta put this on my OnlyFans.
She's like the only one of my friends that I haven't seen naked besides like Tina.
Don't lie. I'm kidding.
Now I'm trying to think, is there a time?
November, you said that, and I was like, I'm sending you a nude right now.
Oh, yeah, but then you didn't.
I'm waiting for the right moment.
Just to surprise me.
Don't rush me.
Meanwhile, half the time when I send you videos, I'm like trying to cover myself up, and like I end up like just showing you my boobs. And I was like, sorry.
It happens in all the videos. I'm like, it's not a video if it doesn't have your boob in it.
Oh my God. And sometimes it's like when I'm wearing stuff and then just like one of my nipples is out and I don't realize it. It's always that one.
Has that happened on a podcast or one of these?
I hope not.
Censor it out.
I'm monetized on YouTube now. I hope not.
I know. I think they would have caught it by now. Someone would have been like, yo, we saw the nip.
Plus, David does such a good job editing that I think anything that would have happened is earlier episodes, but I really don't think so because I was trying to be real careful with this.
He's the best.
Yeah, David, you're amazing. And by popular demand, Laura has returned because They love wholesome lore. They want your wholesome fans.
Thank you,
They want you to
guys.
expand your
I
empire.
love you guys so much.
I love my audience.
I love you all. I love you most.
I love you most.
But yeah, like, thanks for having me. This is always fun. And, you know, we really don't ever have like a plan. And we just kind of ramble.
But I feel like that's like half the time. That's like we don't really have a plan with much of anything except for the look.
Yeah.
And then anything else is just freestyle.
And sometimes that's freestyle. Yeah, like you said. Like, sometimes it's completely random. So
Sometimes we'll have one idea and then you just expand on it or make it like even crazier and better somehow than before. And you're always like killing it. And I was so excited because we started talking about all these ideas moving forward while we were separated in Australia. So Laura's going to be a more regular guest, and we also have many fun shoots that we are planning. She's going to be helping me with content more, get all into like producer, because what you have shot is like so good, and I feel like it's because you have that creative eye as well.
Well, I mean, it just like, I've seen it done, you know, like, and I know what you need. So it's like good to...
She interprets all of your needs.
I know what you guys need. I know what you're looking for.
And what they're looking for, I think, is advice. Should we listen to the couple voicemails that we have?
Yes, please. That would be...
I just had a panic and I was like, am I recording right now?
Are we? Is this thing on? Mic
Is
check?
this on?
Mic check. 1, 2. Are we recording?
We are recording.
Sweet.
All right.
That's because you're badass.
I try my best.
Badass. I know what you guys want.
We know what you want.
And you want the nip. Okay, I need to stop.
No, don't worry. You totally got this. All right, so the first voicemail that we have here, sorry, we're just spitballing here as we go. We had no plans for this. I was just like, I miss you. Let's talk about stuff. We have a fun game to play later that we'll be pulling out. So
I'm excited.
here's this.
Hey, Molly, this is Matt. I was just wondering, since you said that you grew up as a nerd like me, say the zombie apocalypse happens tomorrow, what would you do?
I hate zombies. I hate the concept of zombies. I don't really know how to answer this question because zombies just aren't scientifically accurate. I don't see that as something that's ever going to be happening. And honestly, if there was some sort of apocalyptic event, I would probably just die pretty quickly without like my tushy and Liquid IV. Use code TWND at liquidiv.com to experience better hydration today.
Yes, do it.
But like, I don't know, like, are you a zombie fan? Did you do like The Walking Dead?
I mean, I did, but like, I like the zombie movies. Like, come on, Shaun of the Dead. That was fucking funny.
I like the concept of some of the movies. I feel like for a while we went through a really big period of just everything was zombies. So I think I did get burned out of zombies. But the idea of people like being like, in the event of a zombie apocalypse, what would you do? And a lot of people think that that's like I feel like a lot of people really truly feel like that's something that's actually going to happen and could potentially happen. And it just won't. So
that's what, like,
I guess to answer your question, in an apocalyptic situation, I would probably die. Or you and I, in an apocalyptic situation, could become like queens.
Dude, you're on to something.
Oh my God. All right. In the event of a zombie apocalypse, what I would do is garner all of those people from OnlyFans and be like, if you just come to me, maybe we can make stuff happen. What you don't know is I'm actually assembling you all to be part of my army to serve me and to protect me from all the things that I don't really feel like dealing with.
Dude.
Yeah. What would you do?
That's powerful.
What would we do to get people to like fear us? In the event that they
we'd have
needed
a
to submit
dope
to
ass
us.
bunker. You know?
We would.
Like
Where would we
something
get a bunker?
legit that would like protect us. We have all the
I have really thick windows.
Mm-hmm.
But this house is not big enough for the army that I
We'd
would
have
assemble.
to shield it in metal.
Maybe we could like
Like a shield.
maybe we could just like take over the Luxor
Yeah.
Just like be at the very pinnacle of the Luxor.
Down for
You have to
that.
fight your way through all the different levels of all of our minions that we have. That sounds like a really fun video
I'm
game.
stoked.
Like the many layers of Luxor, and you just have to fight
And
your
we're on
way.
the top.
But we're like god tier, and somehow, I feel like something really steampunky could happen. Like we just get like, because it's nerds. Nerds enjoy me. I enjoy nerds.
Yeah,
You guys
nerds are
know nerd things that I don't know. You could probably build us mech suits, like some steampunky
Yeah, and I could
suit, and then we
definitely
could be the
make some
final
dope
boss.
looks
Mm.
and
We would
crazy
be
hair.
really cool queen warriors.
Fuck yeah. We would rule. It would be dope. Let's do it. Sign me up.
We would rule with a rubber fist, like one of those, like one of those fisting.
That sounds so dirty. Ew. I don't want to be a fist. They make me badass with a sword or some shit.
You could get a sword. What kind of sword would you have? Would you have like a long sword
like
or a
this
curved
one,
sword,
dude.
like a pirate
I have
sword?
to show you. I have a photo. Oh, I just got another question on the anonymous thing.
Oh, okay. I should
We're
check
gonna have to
out
read
too.
that later. This is the sword. I have to find this. It's not. I saw it. I was like, dude, this is a real sword here. Continue though. What else? What's the next voicemail?
Should we do the next voicemail?
I mean,
Let's
I
do.
think so.
All right.
I'm ready. I'm not scared.
Hello, Molly. This is Mark Harry again. I don't know whether you got the last message I sent you just a little while ago or not. The paperwork on my computer wanted me to sign up with Anchor.fm, so I did, and it's a good thing I was planning on setting up a podcast sometime in the near future because it looks like I'm all signed up to do that. Uh, so uh, I just wished I could talk to you in person and get some help because I have no idea what I am doing. All righty. Hope you're back. Bye.
Boy.
So that goes into this email that I saw that I would like to read. Please understand this does not come from any sort of place of anger or like anything like that. Just understand and go in with an open mind to what I'm about to talk about. So say, hi Molly, I started watching your channel recently and I have commented a few times and was happy to see responses or hearts to my comments. Thank you for engaging with me. You talk to many people via social media, so I am sure you have come across many people who have used your picture to catfish others. I was unfortunately one of those people who was catfished. I digress. I am happy that I found you on YouTube. Since you have gained such success, I wanted to ask, what are your tips for me to grow my channel and engagement? Thank you again for your time. I hope this message finds you well. Here's a link to my channels, and as follows. Now, gentlemen, I had no idea how to set up a podcast. None. I had no idea how the campsite worked that I very first started on. I had no idea how to make video content. I had no idea how to edit my content. I had no idea how to Photoshop. I knew how to take photos. That was about it. I didn't know how to talk to people. I didn't know how to engage a room. I didn't know anything about sound. I knew nothing about lighting, nothing about makeup. These are all things that I had to teach myself. I watched endless YouTube tutorials on not only makeup, but photo and video editing, different lighting. I learned different things about computers from different people. I started to figure things out. One of the biggest things in life is like anything that you find to be worth doing and anything that will be fulfilling is not going to be something that's easy. I can, give basic tips, but I feel like that I give a lot of basic tips just based on most conversations that are had on this podcast, if you are indeed a listener of it. And one of the things that you'll also know then is that there's a lot of mistakes that you're going to make along the way of trying to do what it is that you want to do. But like at the end of the day, you know that I'm busy. Like you appreciate when I leave, a heart comment, which is usually all I have time to do for the most part. And I do try to engage as much as possible, but I'm running so many different things. It's like I find it kind of like not necessarily insulting, but it's kind of like you take the time to do this and you want me to go take time out of my day to go through all of your content and then pick it apart and tell you, you know, advice that not only like it, one of the things is when you're actually creating content, I feel like you have to have your own bit of it, like yourself, in what it is that you're making. I can give you any sort of level of advice that I think would work for me and my product. But if you have a podcast and if you have a YouTube channel and you are two different men, and more than one man has asked me this, our content isn't going to be the same thing. We're not going to have or be attracting the same audience. Like, it's going to be completely different. So something that works for me isn't necessarily going to work for you. And I think like the biggest thing it comes down to is a lot of like trial and error and just figuring out what it is that you want to show people.
Listen to your peeps too.
Yeah.
Like that are watching it and that are giving you like your, reviews.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't have to, take the advice of every person, but if you keep on the track of like trying things for yourself, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't, and making a lot of mistakes, then you're going to end up with a better show or final product in the end anyway, because it's something that you've put all of that time and effort into. And you're not going to have the same experiences as the person who's giving you advice necessarily. So it's kind of like, I'm sorry, but I really don't have the time to go through all of the different, steps that brought me to the point that I am now, because a year ago I had no idea what I was doing, and nor did I think that I was going to be making a podcast. So it's kind of one of those things that it's like, well, I can't really tell you anything. You just have to, if you want to make it happen, you're gonna go make it happen.
And you're killing it.
Well, thank you.
And it's like only getting better, because like look at your setup. This is like fantastic. You've built a following. You have people that are like always ready to come on, like be with you on your show. Like this is great.
It's
This
really
is
fun and it's very rewarding. And I think like when there was so much panic, it's not like I just started, doing it and then just like stopped putting effort in. You know what I mean? It's just that like I was overstressed myself about like every episode and every bit of the editing process and this and that, and started losing why it was that I was doing the podcast in the first place. And so it's kind of like, but that was a realization I had to make, and it's like I can't relay that to you and see why I needed to make the changes that I did. You know what I mean? Like,
You gotta just do it.
you gotta just do it.
Go through the motions.
If you want something, then just do it. Like, for instance, what is it that you were like expected to do? Like, did your parents ever have any of that? Like, this is the career field essentially that you should.
No, it was just do it. Like
Just
you
do
like
it.
something, go for it, do it. We're in charge of our happiness and what we do. Like they weren't gonna like be like, you need to do this. I mean, of course they always were like, go to school.
Yeah.
Like or continue learning.
Mm-hmm.
Which is so much better than being like, no, you have to do this. Or we're
Yeah.
gonna like not respect you. No.
Yeah.
Parents have always been pretty understanding, and I could understand if they're not, like that would suck. Like,
Yeah.
you don't live your own life that way. You don't learn real life lessons. So this is like, yeah, you got to go through the motion. That's the sword I would want.
That is a cool sword.
So what kind of sword do you think that is? I feel like you would know.
It's like
but
a long sword.
Man, you're smart. You're good.
It's real long.
You're
I think that's literally what it's called, as a long sword.
Dude.
What's a different kind of sword? Long. Hang on. I gotta look this up now. Long sword.
Yeah, that was a cool sword. I would definitely be at the top of the Lexor with that giant ass sword.
I think it's just a long sword. It's like what it's called.
Okay, I thought you were just being like so like high and funny. Like it's a long sword.
I'm not that funny.
I was like, girl. Okay, and it's yeah, I'm high.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
No, but I don't know. Like but it bothers me though, like that, like you don't need my approval or disapproval for what it is that you're making. Just like I don't need your approval or disapproval for what I'm making because it's me that's making it.
It's
You know what I mean? Like,
it's yours.
don't make it somebody else's. Like you can like constructive criticism is fantastic, but typically the people that are going to be the best indicators of that are the people that are actively watching and consuming your content already. Like you can do stuff like polls, you can, do Q&As. There's so many different things and outlets that you can do to kind of like figure out who your audience is and what it is that they like. There's a lot of ways to do that, but it's not going to be me like picking apart your videos and telling you what I would edit differently or like, stuff like that. So I don't know. I'm sorry that wasn't very helpful.
Sorry, yo. Just do it though.
But
Do your thing.
But speaking of getting into someone's brain, we have a game.
Yes.
And
I'm so excited.
so I thought we could try, because we might also do this with another guest. You guys remember
Woohoo.
Kay? We'll see. But we wanted to test it out because it came early. So what are the
Yeah,
those instructions?
Maybe.
I'm just like,
We don't
do the
need
dad
those.
thing. I'm like, I don't care.
Instructions, whatever.
So
We do
these
it
are
our
different
way.
levels. This is I should have opened this before I got on because I don't have fingernails.
Here, let me see if I can help. Here, check these out. Teamwork.
All right. Our friends are the people who get us, who ground us, who hold a mirror up to us when we can't see ourselves clearly. Like any relationship, our friendships need to be maintained with intention and care. Whether you grew up together or found each other recently, there's always more to learn and love about the people you're closest to.
It's gonna be funny.
Rules for 2 players. Alternate asking and answering each question, starting with level 1 all the way up to level 3. Honest answers only.
So it's just a bunch of questions? Or what?
I guess they're supposed to be like reflective questions that...
Interesting.
Mother...
I'm gonna solve this.
Let's pause, David.
Pause.
Alright, let's actually pause.
And smoke?
Yeah. Laura, is the desert hot?
As hell.
As hell. Some may feel run down in the heat of summer. Do you ever feel run down?
Yeah. Every day.
Do you ever feel like you just don't want to get out of bed?
I mean, sometimes.
Like, it's difficult.
It's that hot. You're miserable.
You stopped drinking coffee. Laura, where will you get your energy? How will you keep your skin?
It's been hard.
How will you keep your skin so dewy and beautiful?
It's hard. It's really hard. I gotta drink a lot of water.
You have to drink so much water, and then you have to pee
Always.
all the time.
I'm running to the bathroom like
constantly.
Yeah.
You're always peeing. But you never feel fully hydrated.
Never. With this heat, how can you
How do you do it? Laura, I have good news for you. Did you know that 1 stick of liquid IV, when dissolved in 16 ounces of water, hydrates better and faster than water alone?
Damn.
Would you like to try some liquid IV?
I would, actually.
Which flavor would you like? They have provided us pina colada.
Ooh.
They have golden cherry. Highly recommend, one of my personal favorites.
That sounds good.
They have acai berry. And also passion fruit, which I have already begun using, as well as the golden cherry.
Damn. Let's do the golden cherry. That sounds really good.
Open the package, Laura. Do you like the packaging?
I love it.
It's really my favorite color. I really like it.
This is great. I mean, and it's slim, so you can stack your
You can
cabinets.
just slide it right in. Slide it right in with liquid IV.
All right, let's do this.
I don't know. All right.
So the whole thing, right?
Yeah, the whole thing.
Yeah.
And luckily for us, I have a spoon, so that
Luckily.
What I prefer to do is to put it in my blender bottle and just, that's how I start my mornings actually, because I am always dehydrated. I do it before I even have my coffee in the morning. True story, literally every morning here in Vegas, especially during the summer. So Laura, let me know what you think of golden cherry.
Ooh, nice.
It's become my personal favorite.
Thanks. Cheers, everyone. Dude, that is good.
I know.
That is really good. And it's not sweet, like, but it has a good flavor. You could definitely taste the cherry in that. Like, that's
so good. So highly recommend golden cherry.
delicious.
Now, if you guys go to liquidiv.com and use code TWND at checkout, you will save. You will save.
Drum roll.
You will save so much that you're not even going to believe how much you can save. You get 25% off.
Actually, that's generous.
25% off when you use code TWND at checkout. David, sorry for earlier reads. I thought it was 20, but apparently you save even more.
Yes!
If you are not drinking Liquid IV, you might be dehydrated. You might be. You'll never know unless you try. So, Laura, can we tell them a little bit more about Liquid IV?
Yeah, I would love to.
I mean, you'd never heard of it before, but you just have these cards here that are just so useful for our visual viewers. So, Liquid IV has 3 times the electrolytes of traditional sports drinks, which is just electrolytes. It's what plants crave. All right.
Yep.
What else? Vitamins. B3, B5, B6, B12, all of the best Bs, and vitamin C, which you need because people be getting sick. So don't get sick. Use vitamins.
Yeah.
I mean, you might still get sick, but you might get sick less. You might. All right. It's non-GMO. It's free from gluten. Oh, gluten's so scary. Dairy, which is fantastic because why would you mix dairy
With water.
with water? It's also great for those who are lactose intolerant like me. And, you can confidently say that the dairy that is lacking from Liquid IV sticks is just tremendously saving for your butthole. And I know that you guys relate. Liquid IV has also donated. They are trying to change the world, guys. They're trying to change the world. They're trying to hydrate the world. They have donated over 20 million servings globally. That's like so many more than 2 million.
We love
so
you.
many more. It's 20 million. That's crazy. So
thank you, Liquid IV.
If you guys want to experience better hydration today, then you should go to liquidiv.com and use code TWND at checkout to save 25% on anything that you buy at liquidiv.com. We thank Liquid IV for liking me and sending Liquid IV because I love this stuff.
It's bomb. Thank you.
All right, back to the show. The golden. We're back.
Hey.
So I hope you guys enjoyed hearing from our sponsor, Liquid IV, and we are back to play.
Yes.
We're not really strangers. All right, so you want to go first, or you want me to go? Me pick.
You first.
Huh?
You pick.
Me pick first? Okay, so we have to start from 1, and then the next one will be 2, and the next one is 3. So you want me to pick one and read to you, or you want you to pick one and read to me?
It doesn't matter. I guess I'll pick one.
Okay, go.
And just from wherever, right? I'm just going to pick a random one. All right, so what do I have? What do I have a low tolerance for in people?
People who can't chill. Like, because you're so mellow and you're so easygoing that, like, anytime that someone is just, like, bringing a bad vibe, you just kind of, I feel like you shut down a little bit. Which...
That's so true.
Because I was thinking of so many different things, but it's kind of like, that's kind of what it boils down to, I think, for both of us, which is why we just vibe with each other.
That's it. That's truly it. Good one. Now you. This is cool.
When do you think I wake up on an average day? Explain.
I feel like you're an early riser, somewhat. You know, like not like a 5 a.m. kind of girl, but you're like an 8, 9. And I think just because like your day is so full of so much to do, and like you constantly are training also
Yeah.
in between working all day.
Yeah. I think it just depends on the day is more of anything because most of the time, like 8 is like sleeping in for me. It's like when I wish I could sleep into every day, if that makes sense. That's like my internal clock.
Yeah,
Is like if I'm left to my own devices, I'm up at 8.
that's me.
But
Like just
but
naturally.
I don't always have time to sleep in until 8. But that's a very good assumption of when I wish I could sleep
You're like,
into.
I
When my body
wish.
tells me I should be sleeping.
You're like, bitch, I wish.
I'm like, I have shit to do, and my brain will like
That's what I
wake
meant.
me up and be like, you have
I mean,
so much to do right now.
yeah, you're not like a sleeping in kind of girl at
No.
all. I knew that, but I just didn't know if it was like, you know, people like some people are naturally 5 a.m.ers, and I'm not by
I
any
know.
means. I'm an 8 a.m. natural,
Oh,
if not
dude,
bothered. Like
absolutely. Like, Maggie is like that. She's up so early.
5.
Like,
It's 4:30.
like probably earlier. Like, I know
4?
that Maggie sometimes listens
Wow.
to these.
Go Maggie. She's just like, I gotta grind.
Oh my god, she's so interesting. It's crazy. Like,
She's cool.
she was cutting my hair and she was showing me. I think I showed you the photos of the yogurt shop she
Yeah,
owned
those
and
were
how she like painted the
cute.
chairs and stuff. It was, she always surprises me. So many of my friends always surprise me, like you with your violin and your coffee art and god damn. All right,
You're
Wholesome
so
number
funny.
2. Fucking stupid.
All right. Rate your happiness level at your current job on a scale of 1 to 10. What would make it 1 point higher?
Fuck. So current happiness used to be probably a 3. And now it's like a solid 8. Like, it's, I feel like if you had asked me this question maybe like 3 or 4 years ago, it would have just been like, oh, if I have to answer honestly, then no. Like, I wasn't into it. But the past couple of years have changed that so much. So now I feel like happier with the job than I've ever felt before,
Good.
which feels way, way, way better. And then, I don't know. Like to improve it really, I think it's kind of a, it's not, I don't really, that's the thing is like I don't really know what would make it better, like, but that's the thing is I'm always trying to like work on improving it.
It just, you go through the motions.
Yeah, you just
And
go
you're
through the
just like
motions,
seeing
but
what you
you're
like
like
and
you're testing out different things, and it's like I think I mentioned this on the last episode with Skitty, was that like we're always kind of unsatisfied. So it's like it's not really necessarily that I'm unsatisfied. It's just like I think that there can be more, and I think I've always kind of felt that way.
that's a good
Like
way to look
to
at
just
things.
see how it unfolds instead of like being like, oh, I know that this would make it better, because you have no guarantee of that, because even like plans that you make that you think are going to work out great don't necessarily. So
True dat. True dat.
this game is crazy.
This game is cool.
I like it.
Then what do we do? Like, who wins?
It's not winning. We're just learning,
Just
bitch.
like being friends, yo.
This is like the shit that makes your violining come out, like out of the woodworks. It's like what's out here? We don't know. We're trying to figure each other out.
Hello.
This light
Is
didn't
this
turn
thing
on.
on?
Did you just notice that?
It didn't turn on the whole time.
No, I
Oops.
think it's just that the sunlight changed and I didn't realize that it was never on. And then the
Oh
sun went
yeah.
away.
Well, the sun's
Whatever.
gone.
Alright. What are you still processing?
Damn. COVID. It's still processing what is going on.
Yeah, that's a really good
Fuck.
point.
You know, like we're vaccinated and we're still getting it, and it's like still around and it's still a thing. So
But like, because it feels like it was 2 years almost that like didn't happen.
I know. I feel like it's
And now
really
everything's,
messed up my timing of life. Like how I feel like things have been. It's like
yeah.
weird.
Yeah, well, we had all that time too where like I feel like there was all this essentially free time, and for a lot of people I think that was a very difficult thing, but it was like for me I was used to that. So like it was cool to people that didn't have things to do, and if you were tested you could hang out and like or hang out outside or whatever,
Yeah.
and not have to but yeah, everything opening back up and then like everything starting crazy again.
And then the no masks and the masks and the masks and no
Yeah,
masks.
and you
It's
need
like,
tests
fuck.
and then you don't, and you need
Yeah.
a test for this thing but not for that, and it's like
I'm still processing it.
yeah, it's because it's still ongoing. I think the whole world is still processing it. Like it's a lot to process. I feel like for one of the years at least somebody like there's a lot of you I'm sure who can relate to this. It just pretty much drank their way through 1 year.
Yeah, I was one of those people. And it was like,
Yeah.
oh, wait, how am I gaining so much weight?
Why am I
Calories.
Calories. Why am I so much more miserable than I could potentially be if I just smoked weed like a fucking adult?
Yeah, weed is tight.
Weed is tight. But we don't advocate.
That's not what we're here doing.
It's not what we're here. We're just talking about shared experiences. That's all.
All right, next question. This is the third. What makes our friendship work? Oh.
Don't worry.
I was like,
I still
wow.
want them to get mixed up.
You're right. I was like, wow, you're so right. Wait, did I do that already? Yeah, I did. There we go.
Oh, don't worry.
Sweet.
Okay, so that's one of the things. No matter what, it always works out. Like,
It blew my mind. I was like, oh shit. Yeah.
like I feel like even in the last 2 months, right? It sucked, but we were still always able to talk like every day. Like I talked to you more than like anybody else.
And somehow, like, even if it wasn't an immediate response, we were still talking.
Yeah. And it was
It's
still
just like
actively
a
working.
long conversation. The slow one.
A slow one, and then it's like the minute that we did get a chance to like FaceTime, it was like for an hour.
like we just caught up so much.
We just did so many voice messages back and forth. But that's the thing, like I feel like with anything that's happened, we're always able to just like make it work, whether it's like a look or we forget something, or like even the situation with like the hat, like it always just ends up working.
Things
Like
work.
your style with mine, and I think like we have this very similar energy, like approaching a shoot or even just a day of hanging out. It's like there doesn't have to be a concrete plan. We just know we're going to have a good time regardless, even if we just sit there and binge YouTube or Netflix or something.
I feel like
there's
it's
a
stress
familiarity.
free.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Always.
Always.
No stress.
Mm-mm.
When we chill, when we work,
No, and
when
like,
we just sit here.
exactly. And when
fun.
when I'm stressed out about things and when you're stressed out about things, I never feel bad bringing it to you like I do with some people. And so it's like, and I feel like you feel that way with me too.
Yeah,
anyway.
it's like I never feel like I'm gonna be judged.
Yeah,
I'm always like,
it
dude,
always
I
calms
just
me down.
farted.
I know. I
And
just took a shit.
Yeah,
And I'm
like,
embarrassed.
or like I haven't left the toilet today.
Yeah.
Because it's that bad.
No, seriously, like we can just tell each other anything, and it's not like
Send help.
Yes.
Too
I've been
much
stuck
Taco
here
Bell.
a minute.
Too much Taco Bell. Please never let me do it again.
I can't deal with this anymore.
I told you to keep me from there.
But it's just like, I think that's the thing is that, and I mean, I can't think of any instance where we've had any sort of like conflict on anything, and we're always able to just.
What's that?
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like it's just, I've had different situations with so many different people, and I don't know like what it is, but it's just a very small handful of people that I feel like you get that with, and I'm very lucky that I seem to have finally found mine, because I didn't have that for so long. That's how I appreciate you.
Ditto.
It's very hard.
Much love.
Like it's that whole pick your family thing. You know what I mean? Because it's like after a certain point, there's only so much that your family or your parents can do for you.
Or we even tell them.
Yeah, or that
I
we even
mean,
tell them,
you
because
know,
they don't need to know everything. And it's like, but it's also like also not their responsibility for me to figure out my own stuff with
No,
my own people. And there comes a point when you kind of need that distance, I think, especially with certain, family situations. So
I think family, like, it's more of like there's a bond, and you guys
Mhm.
talk about other things other than what your day was like. What did you do today? No, it's more like the other things, like, like, hey, how are you feeling? How's school?
Yeah.
Like the things that people conversate about when they care about you.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't always need to know exactly every little detail.
But speaking of, how is your school going?
It's going.
Almost there?
I have 3 more chapters to do for one more certificate.
That's awesome.
But I have another certificate after that. So it's
That's
going.
amazing.
And I'm definitely taking my time. But like, I also have been getting more gigs lately, thank God. Because, like,
Yeah.
everyone's like got these really cool, dope ideas that they're actually putting into motion. So, I'm excited to catch up with our shoots and like doing some really, really cool shit. Like,
We've just
coming
been
up.
saving ideas and throwing ideas back and forth.
Literally. I have so many saved. Just
So excited.
like, because every time I'd see a cool look, I'd save it. And
Yeah.
even if it's like, just for like a shoot, or if it's just to do for fun,
Yeah.
like, I love using you as a model, like,
Mhm.
always. It's always like fun to do like a little TikTok with you, or
Yeah. And I think like it's one of those things that we feed off of each other's energy, and we have different things. It's like I talked about with you helping me just with content, like just having days where you just come over and help me make content, because there's stuff that I can do on my own, of course, but it's always easier and it's more fun to have somebody there to like help you and hype you through it.
and
And
it
you're
never
like,
feels like work.
no.
We're just like having fun.
I feel like it feels more like work when I'm by myself.
Right.
But
And
then it's like, if you can bring a good vibe in, then you get better content overall. And then I get to like share photos and videos of like what you see. And that's different than I would just take like with my selfie, stand and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
Word. Awesome.
All right, this one's mine.
Yep.
Finish the sentence. If it weren't for you, I'd blank.
Go crazy. Literally.
I felt like that.
I might snap.
I literally felt like that when I was gone, because like, as you know, like so much stuff was going on, things that I don't need to tell you guys about, and all this different stuff. But like, if I could get a hold of you that day, I'd be like more grounded, and we would talk through it, or just let me rant, and then at least it would, be helpful that way.
Totally. That's how I feel. Like, just 100%. Because I trust you with everything that goes on. Like, I'm always like, dude, I need to, reach out to you and like tell you this is what happened, or this is how I'm feeling, and then we just like go through it and talk about it, and I always feel way better. It always gets me through. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. And then it's like, even if we have just whole periods of just like, I feel like that's another thing, is like, there's, even when like I'm feeling bad off, online presence, I still have to, it's not like I clock out. So it's like I still have to go on and be, that person. And you don't want to always bring your negativity into situations. You know what I mean? Because that's not entertaining.
Right.
And I know, crazy.
But it's more like, I don't think that we have that negative mindset, either one of us.
Mm-hmm.
But when shit kind of hits the fan in life, and that happens for
overwhelming.
everyone,
It's overwhelming.
we all have shit going on. Nobody's life is ever perfect. Everyone's going through it. We got to remember that. But the thing is, the people you choose to be your family are the ones you should be able to like communicate what you're feeling.
Yeah.
And can get through things,
Which is like such a different like landscape, I guess, also to like what I was used to before, because I feel like there's always this like putting on face to like, preserve someone else's feelings or make them feel better in a situation. And it's like, you don't have to do that with like you ever.
Nope.
To like like so many phone calls.
Oh, I know. Vice versa too.
Yeah.
There's just been so many of our like moments where we've had to like literally go off And
Mm-hmm.
one of us has to listen to each other. You know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
listen to you, you listen to me.
But it's just like, it's not like, oh my God, this is exhausting. It's like, oh, like, let me feel some of that. Like, let me
Or I know what,
help. Yeah, exactly.
or this might help. Or like just even saying, you're a bad bitch. You got
Yeah.
this.
Or
I
even
love
just being
you.
like,
I'm
yeah, that
here.
situation that you can't do anything about, that fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Let me know if you need anything. Like, because it's not like we can fix every situation, but even just talking about it, like,
Helps the
anything.
sting a
Yes.
little.
The more that you talk about something, the better that it's going to, I think, turn out, whether it is how it actually turns out or how you end up reacting to that and feeling about it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I agree.
You agree?
I agree.
Okay. 17 minutes.
What should we do another one?
Mm-hmm. I wanted to see
It's
if
so
it would, I didn't want
fun.
it to go like super long, but I was like, I really
We'll
like
do one
this.
more, and it's
I
not
am.
that long. We don't.
Mm-mm.
They're cool.
I keep checking to make sure they're not falling out.
She's scarred.
Which one of your other friends do you think? Oh, okay. Which one of I was really confused. So this is the friendship box, by the way. Which one of your other friends do you think I'd be the most compatible with, and explain as far as friendship?
Let's see. I mean, anyone I've ever brought around you, you've been compatible with. It's kind of hard to like pick
But
one,
I think
but I'm like,
what do you think, like, any other like close friends that you have? Do you think any of them would not necessarily be like someone I can't be around, but be someone that I would potentially also be close
You-
with, like you are?
yeah, you would love my friend Josh. I mean, like he's super cool, chill, like funny.
Is that Elon Musk?
No, he's one of my besties. He lives in Alaska, but he's just chill vibes, good friend. You know, someone that you can also trust.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's what we look for. You know, someone you
Yeah.
can trust and just like be yourself.
Yeah.
And I feel like you never met him, but like he definitely has been a good friend to me. Like,
Was that
in the
hard when he
years.
moved away?
Oh yeah, like I'm still like I miss him, but we text every day just like you and I do. Like, and it's like they're not gone. You
Yeah.
know, it's like okay, you moved, whatever. Bye. I'm still gonna text you every day and bug
Yeah.
you and
Yeah.
tell you everything. You know, like, but it sucks not being able to see
Yeah.
your friends like that. But like,
No,
it's also
I have the same with one of my other friends, as you know.
yeah.
But
And so it's like the distance sucks, but they're always there.
yeah.
And that's how you
When it
become
comes down to
friends.
the line, even if like you can't always get back to like the short "how are you doing" text, if I find that with my friends who are like that, if I ever reach out and it's like, and this is only two of you, by the way, if I reach out and it's like, shit is going down, shit is dire, they're like, it's immediate, it's immediately back to you, like, you know. Like, you know, because every now and then you know that, you know, if you send a message out, you probably see it, you reply when you can.
Yeah.
But I feel like if it's ever been a situation where it's like, hey, I need you, it's like, bam.
Yeah.
And it's there.
It happens.
And that's a very, like, good quality to have in a friend, which I haven't experienced as much before, so thank you.
I know it's hard. And that's what I mean. Like, when we're talking about, like, having, like, family, there's not many, you know?
Yeah.
There's not many. It's like, and that's okay.
That's okay.
Don't have bullshit friends, peeps. Have the
They-
real ones.
it wastes-
in one hand.
It's funny because it wastes your time, I feel like. Because you
Yeah.
end up, I feel like, I mean, and it's hard. You can't always judge how a situation is going to turn out. But I think the more people that you interact with, then the more you can start determining how someone is before I think you reach the point of ending up in similar situations. So, I don't know. It's just a matter of, you know, I feel like the people who are good to be around are the people that doesn't really require much effort to get something back out of them. Do you know what I mean? Because if people want to be around you and they want to like invest time in you too, then it's reciprocated.
Mm-hmm.
And you can kind of figure out where you stand with people based on that. Like, if it's been 7 times that someone's canceled on you or not texted you back, they're just probably not that into you. Whether it's like friendship or whatever else, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. Like, don't try to push it. If it was meant to happen, it would happen.
And nothing ever has felt forced, like, in our friendship, which is great.
Just like from the beginning, we were just like vibing.
It's like, this is cool. She's cool. All right, let's move on. What do you think I spend most of my time thinking about these days? Or who?
How much you miss Carlo?
Pretty much. I think that's true. Just because of our schedules. Like,
It's been like what we've been talking about for ages, because it's like you're so supportive of him and he's been killing it, and he had such a
Killing
hard
it.
time with the pandemic.
yeah.
Like
'cause-
he had such a hard time.
Yeah, work was not existent in his industry, in like the entertainment world. So,
Yeah.
you know, now to see it like back, and I knew like when work comes back from COVID, it's gonna be triple the load because that's how high in demand and
Yeah.
great worker. So I'm like, dude, I
But
do
it's
miss
still
him.
hard.
I do miss him. I'm like, I miss him, even though you
But
know
at
I
the
see
same
him
time, you're
most-
always cheerleading as well.
You have
'Cause
to.
it's like,
You have to.
but it's also hard, and it's like you don't have to pretend. Like stuff like that is so hard. Like being long distance was hard. You watching him, do all the things that he's doing, and like you're like, wow, that's so amazing. But then at the same time, it's also like, I wish I could be there.
Yeah.
I wish I could be, or just that you could be here, or whatever it is.
But the cool thing is we're both badasses. And we're both doing cool shit that we love. And then
Yeah.
you have to remember that.
And it makes the time together like even more special when it does happen. So
Yeah.
it's
Like
a
you
way
and
to look at
Simon.
it. It is hard though.
You have both like, powerful people that you do what you do. And you both build to make like a great, a great relationship.
Yeah. He's
I love
great.
it. I love it. So that's the truth.
Yeah.
The tooth.
The tooth.
That's the tooth.
That's the tooth. But yeah, I don't know. It just makes me happy that we've been able to. I just think sometimes about all the long conversations that we've had, or like just the amount of time that we've known each other now, and how much our friendship has changed, and it just makes me happy.
Yeah, that we can be there for each other.
Yes.
And gaslight each other.
Just abuse all day long. Oh wait.
She likes it.
That's a writing one. We can't do that.
We can't
I
do
don't have
that.
anything to write with.
Sorry, y'all. Sorry about it. What? Oh, no. It doesn't say... What is this, like a dare?
I don't know if we can talk about this.
Let's not.
What ex of mine confused you the most?
No. Let's move on.
Let's move on from that.
People are going to be like, what was
It
it?
was only one.
It's just awful. We don't need to go there. We don't need to go there.
Wait, did I draw for you last time? I asked you the last one, didn't I? Oh no, you asked it to me, because I think we've already done this.
Yeah.
This is kind of the same one, so I'm not going to do it. It says what have you been overthinking, or who?
Oh,
And
no.
so
It's the same fucking thing.
it's attacking you. It's like, talk about it.
But that's what... Now they want yours. Right? Is that...
No, it was
for
me
me.
to ask you, because some of them are self-reflective and some of them are like...
That's true. Yeah.
Oh, so this one is about you. What have you learned to accept about yourself with time?
That I need to constantly push myself to like always be better for what I do also. So like over time I thought, I'm an artist. I do what I do. But really like being an artist, you need to be like constantly learning and like seeing what the newest trend or style is, and like that's always work.
Yeah.
You got to put in the work, and like if that means like, we get together and I do the look on you, or I just do it on my damn self.
Yeah.
And that's like what I've learned over time is to never be comfortable in what you do ever, because it's going to bite back. Like
Yeah.
you need to be always like growing.
Yeah, that it can always like change. And it's just
Yeah.
a matter of like learning to change with it, but even not necessarily change with it. But I think it's like we talked about before, especially with like your stuff, like you always post the other person, but you also have like the beauty, and you do such great looks on yourself as well. And it's
Thank
like,
you.
and you have to sell yourself, because like if people hire you, right, they all have that same experience, that it's like, I want to work with you, because it's like, you're not someone who just like shows up, right, does the look, and then like sits off on your phone. It's like, if anything, you're there like capturing BTS, you're hyping up, you're making sure things continue to look good even after you've like put it on our faces and all that kind of stuff. And you just have an energy that's so positive, and that's, that's something that can come through you, even if you can also make it come through other people's faces.
I knew that was gonna come out weird. It just sounded like it was a setup.
Bruh.
You just
Okay.
got set up. Well, that's what I like to hear. Thank you. Because when I'm at work, it's such a good time. And, like, I don't feel like it's, like, it has to be, like, I wouldn't understand why people would just go and, like, just, like, disconnect from what's going on. Like, make it, like, the best for everyone. Make sure everyone's, like, happy. Make sure the model's happy. Like,
Yeah, for
that's
sure.
what matters. That's why I'm there. That's why I'm there.
That's why I'm here, to make it better.
Yeah, I'm not here to just like make your life more challenging when there's already so much you have to do in a day. Your work is hard work. I get that. Like I'm not just like, oh, she looks pretty, I'm good. No. You're over there doing like the most insane poses, and sometimes in the heat. Outside in the desert. Thank you, Liquid IV.
Thank you, Liquid IV. I take it with me on all my shoots. I really do.
So it's like, it's not easy. And then to make sure that everything's in place, that you don't have sweat beads coming down and you don't look like Alice Cooper.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just saying, you need to.
And you're always evolving with that too, because even like when I look back, and I've said this before, but when we look back at old stuff, that when we first started shooting together, you've even gotten so much better since then.
Thank you.
And it's just always like changing and evolving. Like the Beetlejuice one was just wild.
I know.
I think that was like my favorite one.
I think of all times,
Like,
that was so cool.
Because you were like, what was your favorite one? I couldn't really think of it before, but I have been thinking about it, and I was like, just like the mossy bits that you did, and like all this stuff. Like, you're so talented, and like you had no idea either. You tested stuff beforehand, and you're like,
I turned Carlo into Beetlejuice.
yeah,
he was for it.
yes.
And we're gonna
killed
turn
it.
you into an elf one of these days.
Yes,
You know what I
am
mean?
excited to
Like,
do something like that.
We're gonna do some cool shit.
We're gonna do some really cool
Stay
stuff.
tuned.
And also, it'll be even more fun, like I said, to continue having you help on stuff. And the guys have been loving you so much. And if there's ladies
Thank
out
you,
there,
everyone.
they appreciate you too.
Thank you, ladies and gents.
All right.
And all y'all.
So just don't ever sell yourself short. Okay, I think
Thank you.
Is it 3 now?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we did 2.
Okay.
Wild card. No, this is a writing.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, not
Bleep.
doing that. We don't want to write.
What's my superpower as a friend? Didn't we kind of like
Yeah, we did
go
that
through
already.
this? We kind of already talked a lot about this. We help each other from not jumping off the cliff or
Yeah,
the
off the
edge.
edge.
Yeah, the cliff. That sounded so dramatic.
She's like, I've been thinking about this a lot recently, but don't worry, she talked me down.
Thelma Louise style. What inside joke of ours will never stop being funny? We just laugh all the time. It's hard to like.
But we have so many.
We have a lot.
I don't like that's it.
Yeah.
Or Ling Ling.
Ling Ling, I need you.
There's so many good ones. But like the funny thing is like explaining them takes the joy out of them.
Yeah,
You know
there
what I
are.
mean? Like, they're just like our entire friendship is an inside joke. Like
I think so.
like literally
I really agree with that. Like,
we just make each other laugh all the time. We just say stupid shit like
but we talk. We do
of
talk.
Of course.
We're not just like fucking around every day, every minute. Like
No,
we
but-
actually can have a conversation.
We can.
I'm all hey now.
We do.
I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh my god. No, it's true. But then there's also me who like makes
Friendship's a joke.
But to
Excuse
be
me.
fair, hello, I use humor to deflect. So
It
it's
was
still
funny though.
It is still
I'm
funny.
laughing.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. It's just
See, everyone just witnessed it, Joe.
there's fuck. Okay,
Go.
pull one of these.
Last one.
Last one.
Drum roll again.
Okay, you can do this if you want to, but if it's too deep, then we don't have to.
Too deep
And we can pick a different
down.
one. Well, I never know how comfortable people are on this because I'm just like, bleh. Especially after I ranted on that one episode. So I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry either. All right,
Bring it.
What was the hardest for you to open up to me about? What made you feel safe as a friend?
The hardest? I mean, I guess just ever like talking to you about my personal like feelings is always hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't tell everyone the stuff that I tell you. So if that's like too vague, I mean, like, yeah, like when I miss Carlo, I'm like, oh, damn, I really miss. I'm not going to go and tell the world that.
Yeah.
I mean, come
No.
on. But like, that makes me feel safe when I can talk to you. And like, I don't know, when I'm like internally struggling, like when I was like, hey, I want to quit drinking, you know? And I was like, I feel like it would just be overall a good thing. And like, I'm not going to just also tell that to the world, even
Yeah.
though like I, you know, I could, but it's not my style.
Yeah.
I don't talk to
I didn't
everyone.
tell anybody until basically the podcast was starting. By then it had almost been like a year.
So it's like,
But it's not something that you announce. But yeah, it's like,
it's something you tell someone that you trust.
yeah, and that's kind of one of the things is like, there's a lot of points that I recognize that in you, but a lot of that was like when, you know, stuff went down with the divorce, because it was like, I didn't have, like, nobody else was really, it's kind of like, I feel like when a bad situation happens, right? You pick up a lot of people and you push a lot of people away almost immediately, and not necessarily even you pushing them away, but them being like, no, this is actually too much, and it's like that not as close as you thought you were thing. And because we ended up working together so much, I saw you like all the time, and it was just like
Comforting for me.
yeah. But I'm sure, but it's
So
just like
cool.
it's a lot of those moments that I feel like it kind of, our friendship just kind of happened, and I met you before things got bad, and then you helped things not be so bad.
Aw. No, I think you got yourself through a lot of that because you went through it. You really went through it. And like, you took your time, you healed, you know, and you found things that really got your mind off of the bad, and you changed things in your life positive. So that was like hard work on your end, because a lot of people don't even do that. Like, they won't even get to that point.
Yeah.
They just give up and they're like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, fuck that. Look at me now. You're like,
Yeah.
I got this.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, it's interesting just how much can change in like a couple years time, because that's like almost 3 years now.
Yeah, but it's because I still am processing COVID. But we still saw each other like for work.
Yeah.
I
And, like,
mean,
all the time.
that's a good thing I can always say is like our work was there during sometimes like a lot of people weren't busy or had that,
Yeah,
you know.
we were very lucky in that way.
I feel like that always. So I'm just grateful.
Yeah, she's like my COVID buddy that like grew into like my best friend,
Into a mold.
infecting every part of my household with her good looks and charm.
Hey. I'm that good mold.
You have so you're starting your Wholesome fans, right?
Yeah, so I made an Wholesome fans, but I haven't like updated anything on it because I've never used it. So I
it's a
know
new thing to figure out.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, I know everyone does this like in the industry and that's their job and, you know, or part of their job, but I'm like, dude, this isn't on your phone? And I was like, oh, okay, so it's a computer only thing.
No, but it is on your phone. You just use it from the browser. It's actually pretty easy. I can show you how to do it.
Okay, so I need to take like a tutorial.
Yeah.
Or watch some YouTube.
I'll walk you through some stuff, girl. I got
But I
you.
am gonna do some content on there.
Yeah.
You know, like BTS stuff and like, you know, me like just goofing around.
She's gonna shake her butt. Unless you subscribe, you'll never know.
You
But
might.
very in a very wholesome way.
Very wholesome. Like, you'll probably laugh.
You'll laugh, you'll cry. It'll move you, Bob.
And you'll see, like, when we get to do really fun looks.
Mm-hmm.
And what goes on behind the photo shoot.
Yeah, behind the scenes stuff. You guys will have to
And
make
our
sure to
behinds. I'm kidding. Behind the scenes.
Yes.
And our behinds.
And our behinds. All the behinds.
Maybe even a dog's behind.
Maybe. There's corgis everywhere. But also, if you guys want to get to know more about Laura and stuff like that, once again, always, if you guys want advice from us, I think it would be fun to do, like ask us questions, like, about women. Do you know what I mean? Like, you guys say that you want to learn more about women. Ask us questions. It doesn't have to be, like, necessarily questions about us, but it's kind of like, I'm a woman, ask me anything.
And we're chill.
You know what I mean?
We're chill women.
And we're chill.
So, like, no judgment. This is a judgment-free zone. We're chilling women.
I'll judge you a little bit, but only if it's, like, ridiculous, and you'll know that you deserve it, and
I'll
do it in a really nice way.
And I'll just be over here going like, yeah, do you.
You have a hype person, and then you have a realist. It's perfect. It's a perfect team.
It works.
It'll hype you up, but it'll bring you down to size.
I like that energy.
I think it's fun. So you guys can leave your voice messages at anchor.fm/TWND.
Yeah.
And you can leave your email submissions at twndpodcast@gmail.com. And yeah, we'd love to hear from you. Voicemails are the best. So thank you to those who did leave voicemails. I appreciate it.
Ask us questions.
And I'm sorry if that was hard news to chew, but that's how I feel about it. So thank you guys for listening. And I and Laura or someone else will see you next week.
Later. Bless you. Wow.
I was holding that at the end. I was holding it. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to choke.